460 miles into our journey, we picked up our second companion, Carlos, at the Blind Center in Las Vegas. And thanks to a heartfelt send-off, we pedaled out of town in high spirits.
Carlos is representing not only the center, but blind and visually impaired people everywhere.
In our state of mind or state of being, it's a dream. We would be with him by him telling us about it.
After a day in the saddle on our way to Salt Lake City, Utah, the only barrier hindering progress was the ever-increasing heat of the desert.
We just got up after our first day on the road from Vegas with Carlos, and feels like I haven't rested at all. Maybe it got down beneath 100 last night. Maybe it didn't.
So to try and survive a daytime heat that climbed well over 120 degrees, we developed a strategy.
I guess apparently the idea is just to be pedaling and doing most of the biking early in the mornings. Obviously, the sooner we start, the better to beat the noontime heat.
To save time and start pedaling early, we didn't hang around at camp to eat. Instead, we satisfied our appetites on the move.
I'm hungry.
Carlos had already told me he rarely lets his visual impairment get in the way of adventures. So while I wouldn't stop in the heat to eat, I couldn't resist letting him try his hand at climbing.
So you can catch me, then catch me.
The way Carlos felt his way up the rock face, it was hard to believe he only had 10% vision in his right eye and nothing in his left. As we headed out of Nevada, along the Arizona Strip, and into Utah, the scenery became more varied. I tried to imagine, with Carlos's help, exactly what he could see.
Oh, I can definitely see the plateaus better far, far off in the distance straight ahead. Very nice.
From what Carlos described, I imagined a small circle of not totally focused image. But while Carlos's sight was limited, I don't think he had much of a problem with his other senses.
That smell of rotting animals.
I know. As if the heat wasn't enough. I'm kind of picky about when people burp or something and they don't say excuse me.
Oh, I'm gonna have to remember that.
And no matter where in the house, if someone, usually it's my dad though, but no matter where you are, if you do it and you don't say excuse me, I will always hear it and I will say, hey.
From that moment onwards, I made sure I was on my best behavior.
40 more miles to go today. It's gonna be a day twice as long as yesterday.
That day, we planned to cycle 80 miles through the desert. Pedaling through a thick wall of heat, we were craving an oasis.
I finally made it to civilization. That was a hot, hot road. Bottom of my feet were burning on the asphalt for a while. But guess what? We found an ice cream parlor. So Carlos is just devouring some amazing looking ice cream.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna appreciate it any more than I do right now.
But you can only eat so much ice cream, and the respite from the heat didn't last long. While we rested in the ice cream parlor still miles from our camp, the temperature climbed even higher.
This is the first flat tire I've had in, I think, over 500 miles, and in the worst possible place. About 100 miles north of Las Vegas, in the middle of nowhere. It's a record-breaking 133 degrees Fahrenheit.
At over 130 degrees, the bonding solution used to fix the tire barely sticks. But with a wing and a prayer, we moved on.
I'm going to put the wheel back on and we'll get back on the road before the soles of my feet burn on this highway.
After the hottest weather I'd ever experienced, the ominous-looking storm clouds in the distance suggested we might soon be in for something other than wall-to-wall sunshine.
I don't think we're going to escape the full force of a thunderstorm. It's going to be the first rain we've seen, and I kind of welcome it if it wasn't in the middle of supper.
The first rains of our journey had been a long time coming.
This rain, such as it is, little drops of it, with the wind feels like manna from heaven. It's really, oh, it feels good. But I don't think it's going to be enough to really satiate my appetite for cool water. What would you feel like, Carlos, if this storm passed directly overhead?
I'd probably freak out a little bit.
Thankfully, the storm didn't quite get us last night. The sun's just coming up. Unfortunately, the monstrous tailwind that came with the storm has also disappeared.
Despite the fact that the storm did not gift us with a refreshing drenching, it was a good omen as far as temperature was concerned.
This is a kind of bit of a turning point in the trip because we're going from the hot desert to the slightly cooler hills.
Finally!
How's the last 3 days been for you?
Grueling and very, very rewarding.
We'd all been looking forward to cycling into Zion National Park, Utah, where we took a rest day to take in at least a fraction of the beauty there.
How much of this can you see? Describe what you can see, Carlos.
Definitely all the green on the very bottom of, like, pretty much, well, everywhere you look. And then just all, I mean, the towering cliffs just everywhere. Like, there's nowhere you can look and not see anything like that.
Walking in the fast-flowing waters of the river, I was amazed by Carlos's confidence. It made me think that perhaps a life of visual impairment put him at an advantage in places where the rest of us have difficulty seeing our footing.
I was saying to Carlos the other day that I reckon if we all used every % of our vision as well as Carlos uses his 10%, there'd be no limits to what we could see.
Not just me, but like anyone who has any kind of impairment, if they have enough confidence, I think you're okay. It's like when I said with the bike, like sometimes when we would go like downhill really, really quick, just no fear, just no worries, and everything is gonna work out.
When Carlos checked in with his parents that night, it seemed like Zion was the jewel in the crown of his journey so far.
It's amazing. I want to go back because there's so much that there is to do. There's no way to, huh? Oh yeah, no, and it's not I mean, you have to be here. It's obviously.
Right, we're sitting here in the middle of Zion National Park, and it's a good time, really, to explore a really central part of Carlos's life. His hair is now going to get done for the first time in, what, 3-4 days or something? It's funny seeing this going on because obviously any fully sighted person would spend minutes in front of the mirror manicuring themselves, but Carlos has got it down to a fine art simply by feel, by the looks of it. You can feel exactly which spike is in place and which isn't.
Do your parents ever complain about the time you spend in the bathroom?
No. I think they're used to it by now.
Carlos has turned into a biohazard.
Oh, and it's all flaky now, too.
So we're here.
Okay.
I'm thinking that to there, it shows 26 miles, 23, and 21, so that's about 65 miles to this campsite.
Feeling slightly better about having given Carlos a chance to get his hair fix, we planned the route and headed east out of Zion.
Oh, so fresh. Love it.
Echo!
Hello!
By the afternoon, we had left the red rocks of Zion National Park behind, and the cycling got easier. But what started as a good hair day for Carlos turned into something else.
I hate it. This is worse than not having it spiked at all. Because it started out great, and now it's just disheveled and ruined.
But I wasn't going to let the state of Carlos's hair spoil my fun pedaling through the greenest fields and valleys we'd seen so far on our journey. Thankfully anyway, his hair product meant a repair job at our next campsite was all it took to regain perfection.
It's formed. I'm happy.
1,000 miles into our journey across the States. Been really lucky to have two really able impaired people, which means that we've progressed quicker than I would have thought possible. 50, 60, 70, even once 80 or 90 miles, I think, a day. We'll be in Salt Lake in 3 days' time. Take a bit of a break there, and that's where Carlos jumps off, and we get someone else on. But as yet, don't really know who that's going to be.
But before we had to worry about Salt Lake City or even our next companion, the Utah roads gave us something more life-threatening to think about.
Oh my gosh, it's like frickin' just insane how close some of these drivers are with no regard at all for any bikers.
Carlos is right. This road is small and the traffic is passing horribly close. It's not pleasant. There's no shoulder.
And as if cars weren't enough to worry about, there was traffic of another kind to contend with. Unlike the cars, this dog's bark was worse than its bite. Despite Carlos's high level of fitness and enthusiasm, the journey began to test him as we pedaled towards Salt Lake City, Utah.
So how about your hair? How is it in here?
I don't know, I'm sure it's fine. Well, you could, if you feel carefully enough.
Being smashed.
Well, it's being smashed, but there's still some spikes poking through though.
Carlos admitted that he was tired today. I was beginning to think he was Superman. I find a relief, really, given that he's supposed to be the impaired one and I'm supposed to be the tough one. So, yeah, at least he's now beginning to lag and not make me look like such a pansy. I think we've got 3 or 4 miles to go today with the setting sun. I'm looking forward to going to bed.
Luckily for me, an unexpected treat meant I got something a little better than my tent and a camping mat.
We have seemed to have lucked out, and I'm really not sure how. Sweet-talking ourselves or Nadia sweet-talking us into this abode. It's a bit like a Disneyland house. Not sure what strings Nadia's been pulling, but this is interesting.
As we bonded with the Sudweeks, I was happy to see Carlos filled with childish excitement.
So what do you think about falling into this lodging tonight?
Oh, so awesome. Just totally random. I'm just glad I was here.
So the thing I really doubted would happen on this trip was hospitality, getting invited into people's homes, because this time it's not just me on my own with a bicycle. There's me, whoever my companion is, and we've got a vehicle. There's Nadia, there's Alonso. So it's quite a lot to ask for people just to get them to invite us into their home. But it's happened already, and that's what it's all about, I guess, connecting with other people on our way to New York, seeing what we've got in common, and feeling the love.
We got the pleasure of having these great guys spend the night. Carlos is awesome. He found his way around pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I tried.
I think it's awesome. I told Alonzo and Carlos on the way home from church this morning that I wish we were part of your adventure. It sounds so exciting.
Carlos and I both agreed that it would have been nice to spend longer in the lap of luxury. But so close to our goal, we had to move on. Leaving the comforts of the Sudweeks Palace, we cycled into the heat once again to cover the 80 miles that separated us from Salt Lake City, Utah. After 10 days of Carlos's journey, we were within 80 miles of Salt Lake City, Utah. And with no more hills in sight, we had time for him to notch up another first on the road. In over 600 miles, whether on or off the bike, he had taken every opportunity to have fun, and he never let his visual impairment hold him back. So close to the end of his journey, Carlos began to reflect on the past 7 days.
Pretty much since the half point from Zion Park, the last recent days have just kind of flown by. I've loved every minute of it, every day. New town, meeting new people, new surprises around every corner. Just the whole spontaneousness of it, I've loved it. I hadn't been on a bicycle in probably about 10 years. It was tough as heck, but I made it, I managed, I didn't quit. I kind of do wish I could have stayed a few more days, actually, because this trip has been just so much fun.
Carlos seemed to me to be a born adventurer. There was only one thing that stood between him and a life on the road.
This is not how it's supposed to look one bit at all. No! No! My precious hair.
Despite it all, Carlos battled through the lack of hair care, and on our last day found an imaginative way to take his mind off it.
There was an old lady who swallowed a marlin. She swallowed the marlin so she wouldn't be starving. She swallowed the marlin to get the eel. She swallowed the eel to get the fry. I don't know why she swallowed the fry. Perhaps she'll die. There was an old lady who swallowed a giant octopus. She swallowed the giant octopus.
On the edge of Salt Lake City, a youthful bicycle escort came to guide us to the end of Carlos's 600-mile journey.
It's a weird bike.
It is, isn't it? Why do you think it's weird?
Because it's 2 seats and both are pedaling.
Yeah.
By the time we rolled into downtown Salt Lake City, I was unsure whether I would have another companion as strong as Carlos.
It's finally done. Finally made it. And I am very proud of myself. Yes, I surprised myself many, many times. So I guess it really just shows how much I'm really capable of doing. I'll have to set my goals and my sights a little bit higher.
Since pedaling away from Vegas, Carlos never doubted that he could make this journey. But he had proved one thing. However hot it gets, or however difficult it is to see the way ahead, there is always room to have fun. In the next episode, I meet 2 brothers who, despite having the same genetic disease, have very different strengths and weaknesses.
Idaho has not only brought with it the friendliest people, but also the biggest hills. Whoopee!
You want me to stop recording?
No.
All right.
I want to see a face of pain. I want to see you out of breath and half dead. You can smile and talk. You're not trying hard enough.